Let's see about the architecture of 8051 microcontroller. The 8051 microcontroller is a very popular 8-bit microcontroller introduced by Intel company in the year 1980. This controller is total having 40-pin dual-in package chip and it works at 5 volts DC. Coming to the features of the 8051 microcontroller, it has 8-bit CPU, it is in hardware architecture, it has 4 KB of ROM, 128 bytes of RAM, 8-bit data bus, 16-bit address lines. Even we can connect the external memory of RAM and ROM to the controller as 64 KB. We have 34 general purpose registers. We have 21 special function registers. It is direct byte and bit addressability. It is having 16-bit data pointer, 16-bit program counter. There are two 16-bit timer and counters, that is timer 0 and timer 1. We have 5 interrupts. There are 4 parallel ports, that is port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3. There is an on-chip clock oscillator and even it has a feature of one full duplex serial communication port. Let's see all this in detail in the next coming slides. Coming to the architecture of 8051, the 8051 microcontroller consists of ALU, that is arithmetic and logical unit. Along with that, it has some registers like A register, B register, PSW register, program counter register. We have a DPTR register, data pointer register, which is of 16-bit and it has been divided into two parts, DPL, that is data pointer lower byte, and DPH, data pointer higher byte. Along with that, it has RAM, ROM. We have general purpose RAM area. This is a special function register RAM area. And we have timing and control unit, which is used for generating timing and control signals. Along with that, it has 4 ports, port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3. All the ports are provided internally with some latches. Let's discuss each and every component in detail. Coming to the ALU, arithmetic and logical unit. It is an 8-bit ALU which is going to perform the arithmetic and logical operations on 8-bit data. Let's see about the RAM, internal RAM. The RAM is also called as data memory. The 8051 microcontroller has 256 bytes of internal RAM. This 256 bytes of RAM has been divided into two parts. The lower 128 bytes is given for the general purpose RAM area and the upper 128 bytes is given for the special function registers RAM area. Coming to the ROM, ROM is also called as program memory or code memory. The 8051 microcontroller has 4 kilobytes of internal ROM. Coming to the IO ports here, the 8051 microcontroller has total 32 IO pins, where 32 IO pins configured as 4 ports. Port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3. All 4 ports are bidirectional ports and each port can be configured as an input port as well as an output port. All the 4 ports are provided internally with some latches. Like these IO ports are generally used like when we want to connect the external devices to the controller, the external devices can be connected to this particular port pins. That is port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3. We already seen that 8051 microcontroller has 8-bit data lines and 16-bit address lines. So when we are talking about 8-bit data lines, that 8-bit data lines will be accessed by port 0. If you see here, port 0 can act as an IO line and even it can act as lower order 8-bit data lines, and this controller is having 16-bit address lines. The 16-bit address lines has been divided into two parts. The lower 8 bits will be accessed by port 0, that is from A0 to A7. The upper 8 bits, that is A8 to A15, will be accessed by port 2. So let's see here, port 0 can act as an IO lines and even it can access lower order address lines and even it can access lower order data lines. Port 1 can act as only IO lines. Port 2 can act as an IO lines. It can act as an higher order address lines, that is from A8 to A15. Port 3 can act as an IO lines and even it can provide some special functions like interrupts, counters, serial data, read, write, etc. Now let's see about the register set of 8051. Coming to the register set, the first register we have is A register, that is an accumulator register. It is an 8-bit register which is used for holding the result performed during the ALU operation. In most of the operations, we will be using the accumulator register. Coming to the B register, it is called as a base register. It is used for storing the data temporarily. The main purpose of using B register is like when we do the multiplication, when we are multiplying two 8-bit numbers, we get the result as 16-bit. So but the size of A is only of 8 bits. So the remaining 8 bits will be stored in the B register. Among 16 bits, the first 8 bits will be stored in the A register and the remaining 8 bits will be stored in the B register. Similarly, let us take another example. When you are doing a division operation on the two 8-bit numbers, we get the quotient as well as the remainder. Quotient will be stored in the A register and the remainder will be stored in the B register. Let us go with the PC register. PC is a program counter register. It is a 16-bit register. It is mainly used for holding the address of the next instruction that is to be executed from the memory. Coming to the data pointer register, that is DPTR register, it is a 16-bit register. In order to access the 16-bit register, it has been divided into two parts, DPH and DPL. DPL stands for data pointer lower byte. The lower 8 bits, that is from 0 to 7, will be accessed by DPL register, and 8 to 15 will be accessed by DPH register. DPH stands for data pointer higher byte, and this DPTR register is mainly used for holding the address of the data in the memory. Let's see, there is one more register called a stack pointer register, where they did not mention over here. The stack pointer register is used for storing the return addresses and data when the program controller is transferred from main program to the subroutine program. There we perform two operations on the stack, that is push and the pop. Coming to the next one, now we'll see about the PSW register. Coming to PSW register, it is a program status word register. Let's see the PSW. It is a program status word register. This register is also called as a flag register or the status register, and this register is of 8 bits. Now if you see this particular diagram, this is an 8-bit register starting from 0 to 7, which is also called as status register or the flag register. Now it is an 8-bit register where among 8 bits only 6 bits are used by 8051, whereas the remaining 2 bits are unused bits or undefined bits. So in 6 bits, again 4 of the bits are conditional flag bits, that is carry flag, auxiliary carry flag, parity flag and the overflow flag. These 4 bits are called as conditional flag bits. Let's see one by one in detail. Coming to the carry flag bit, during the ALU operation, whenever there is a carry generated, then the carry flag bit is set to 1, otherwise the carry flag bit is set to 0. Coming to the auxiliary carry flag, during the ALU operation, whenever there is a carry generated from lower nibble to higher nibble, then the auxiliary carry flag is set to 1, otherwise the auxiliary carry flag is set to 0. So nibble is nothing but the 4 bits represents 1 nibble in the data representation of a computer. Coming to the F0 is a user flag bit which is defined by the user, and we have RS1 and RS0 bits. These 2 bits are used for selecting the banks. Total in 8051 microcontroller we have 4 banks. Out of 4 banks, any one of the bank will be selected with the help of these 2 bits. If you see a table here, whenever we have these 2 bits programmed to 00, it will be selecting register bank 0. Whenever these 2 bits are programmed to 01, then it will be selecting register bank 1. Whenever these 2 bits are programmed to 10, it will be selecting register bank 2 and so on. Coming to the overflow flag bit, this overflow flag bit will set to 1 if the result is out of range, and this particular bit is reserved for the future use, that is undefined. Coming to the parity flag bit, during the ALU operation, like in the result, whenever we have odd number of ones and the parity flag is set to 1, otherwise the parity flag is set to 0. Coming to the next one, you people take this particular example and solve it and say me what does the carry flag bit contains, what does the parity flag bit contains, and so on. Coming to the memory structure here, if you go with the memory structure, coming to the internal memory, coming to the internal memory, we already seen that 8051 microcontroller has 256 bytes of RAM. So that 256 bytes has been divided into 2 parts, lower 128 bytes and the upper 128 bytes. Now lower 128 bytes of RAM, see here, let us see this one. This is the lower 128 bytes of RAM. In this lower 128 bytes of RAM, which has been divided into 3 parts, the lower 31 byte this lower 31 byte is given for the register banks or the bank registers or the working registers, and the remaining 32 bytes will be given for the remaining 32 will be given for the bit addressable RAM area, and the remaining 32 will be given for the general purpose RAM area. So if you see this next one, the lower 128 bytes has been divided into three parts. One is working registers, the next one is given for the bit addressable RAM area, and the next one is given for the general purpose RAM area. If you see this lower one, working registers, total we have 4 banks in 8051.